All right, I had a little time today to make another video, and I wanted to make a video kind of reviewing my own car, my personal car. This is a 2007 BMW 335i, and it's the E90, it's the sedan, and it's a 6-speed manual with the Sport Pack. Very quick car, and I have done to it 15 millimeter wheel spacers in the front and 20 in the rear, and it has a JB4. It's the most current generation too. It's a G5, and I'm running on map 5, which is the auto tune map, and I'm doing that for now because I don't have downpipes. I do have an intake. Downpipes are on my list. I'm probably not going to do like a full exhaust, but I think downpipes are enough. And I have the sport flap is always open, so it's decently loud. And that's about it. That's just probably as far as I'll go. I'm gonna try to run E85. I don't exactly want to do full meth and have to deal with things like that. I'm not looking for crazy power. Probably 400 to the wheels. I think I'm at like 350 right now, right where I stand. I have to do spark plugs. This car does have 93,000 miles on it, so there's some maintenance I have to catch up on until the tune is 100% and running the way it should be. Because on some full throttle pulls, like second and third gear, sometimes it will flash the check engine light for a misfire, and you kind of feel it. It's kind of laggy and choppy when it gets into full boost. But you know, once the plugs are done, which I think will kind of resolve the situation, it should be all good. So I've been running the JB4 for about I'm gonna say like 5 or 6 days now, and I immediately went to map 5 because I knew it was gonna auto tune for the conditions, what like the information that the motor's coming back with, and just like read the overall condition of the motor before it makes any sort of tune. And it's helped out a lot. The first day or so, I was getting check engine lights just about every time I would do a full throttle pull, and it made a lot more power when I first installed it. But now, since the plugs are no good, you can definitely tell it's dialed it back a little bit, and helps it run a little safer until I get those plugs done. So once the plugs are done, I'll reset the tune and have it pull data again. I think it'll put down a good bit more power. But I might be able to get a quick pull in here. Hopefully nobody's there. But we're at a light. With the traction control, there's 2 modes for the BMW traction control. The first one is just a single push, and it lets the tires spin a little bit, but it's still kind of obtrusive. And then the second version is just holding it down all the way, which turns off everything. I know for a fact the car would just spin the entire way if I turned off all the traction control, so I'm going to try to keep it just at the first level here. Let's see what this does. So that's first gear, spins to 40, 60, and we'll stop because this is a 30. I had no idea where I was going there for a little while. But yeah, the one thing I didn't talk about was how the boost comes on with the JB4. Before I had it installed, you kind of had to wind out first and second a little bit to get there, but now you hear it. It's just, you know, even with the most minor pedal feel, the boost is just right there, and it comes on hard, especially in second gear. It is probably the most violent gear. It just puts the power down real hard, and comes on good. So that was third gear at 40 miles an hour, and the traction control light was flashing at me, and it didn't even go into, you know, get into real high boost. It's just the power's there real quick, which I'm pretty happy with this. You know, I read a lot of reviews online between the JB4 and the Cobb and which one to go for, and I think this was a good choice. I like being able to clear the tunes on the fly, which you could do the same thing with the Cobb, but I didn't like having a whole accessory piece. I didn't like not being able to use my OBD2 port, because I do have a Bluetooth or a Wi-Fi receiver, so I can send data to my phone and do logs and all that. And the Cobb was just way more expensive. It makes safer power, but it's about $800, and I got this for a steal. I got it off a guy that was trading in his 335, and a normal G5 JB4 goes for around, I think, like $400 now, and I got this for $225 shipped. So I was waiting for a deal to pop up. I wasn't in that much of a rush, and I saw this and I had to jump on it. So I don't regret it at all. Downpipes and new spark plugs are on my list to get done, because once I have that, I'm pretty much set as far as, you know, there's gonna be a couple other odds and ends. Might do a front mount. I'm thinking about it, depending on how it turns out. It is pretty hot in Texas, so I don't think it would be a bad idea. So I guess it's towards the end of my list. You know, this car is never ending, so there's gonna be a number of things that are gonna be done to it. I'm trying to think what else this car has. Oh, as far as brakes, the brakes are real nice on this car. I have Brembo slotted rotors. They're not drilled, which I like, and so the slotted rotors with stop tech pads, and the rotors look real big. I thought, actually, when I got the car, I thought there was a big brake kit already on the car, but it's actually the factory sport rotors, which are the rotor size, which is real nice. So I have no complaints about the brakes. I've stomped on them hard from, you know, well over 100 miles an hour, and they don't fade up. They don't you know, you don't feel any wobbling or warping from them. So I'm pretty happy with them. I think I'm definitely going to go with the same set once it comes time to replace them. All right, so here's the car. I just got back from lunch. I haven't pulled it in the garage yet, but you can see kind of the profile with it, with the spacers here. The front tires are just about perfect. I think the perfect fitment for what I was going for. I like the wider stance, and I like having as much meat on the tire as possible, so I think this was a good choice. I'm gonna get the trim done in black. I'm gonna either plasti dip it or just get it wrapped along with the roof. And the fin, I have black M3 lip spoiler coming. I did the logo in plasti dip black. The wheels are done with plasti dip too. Did 3 coats of flat and then 3 coats of gloss. So overall, it's a fun car. I think silver wasn't my first choice. I always like a darker color, but with the interior trim and the color combo, I think it works out. And I opted for no nav because in the 07s it is incredibly laggy, and it makes the car feel dated. So I think it's a better choice to go without it. And I still have premium sound. I'm going to upgrade again to the BAV sound system, which I've heard good things about. And it's a nice, easy plug and play, and you don't have to worry about wiring or any of that. So I'm not exactly a fan of that. And I did the kidneys in the plasti dip black too. So there's not much to look at. When you're looking for these cars, and if you're looking at one, I'll definitely keep in mind the modifications, because I have seen a couple that are modified, and usually if you see intakes, it's a sign of something else. So the JB4 sits in the OBD or computer box here, the ECM, and one thing to look out for though is the oil filter housing. It does leak in there. You can kind of smell it sometimes. Mine's leaking a little bit, but when they do when they do the turbos, they're going to do the valve cover gasket and the oil filter housing and all that. So we'll kind of knock out any of that. But it's pretty simple of a job. I mean, this car is not that difficult to work on. I did a lot of work on my E46, and it wasn't that bad. There's a ton of guides on how to help you and you know, how to walk you through all this. So, and one other minor touch is these are all they come from the factory with silver, and they kind of break up the gaps. So I painted it black just so it makes it look a little deeper. But yeah, and I mean, this is where I get to work on my car too. I'm lucky enough to have a garage here. So I am going to get a new jack system. I have a cheap Walmart jack, which is terrible. And a workbench. So I had a workbench in my other garage with all my stuff on the wall and detailing stuff. So we'll go over that. But the one nice thing about having a garage is you get to see when your car leaks. So this is probably just water. I'm not worried about any of that, or just, you know, whatever contaminants come out from the engine bay. But this kind of scared me at first. And this is a common problem with some of these cars here. The windshield washer fluid tank does crack, and it cracks right at the pump, and it's hidden. Like, you don't actually see the tank. All you see is just the downspout. It's hidden inside the rear wheel well. So if you're looking at these cars, you will see a hard watermark right here, and that's how you could tell. Wow, there's a lot of overspray. That's how you could tell whether the tank is leaking or not. It's not a big deal. The part's like $30, and you just have to take the wheel off to do it. But that's it. It's going to look a little different coming on. I'm going to do the LED halo rings. So they're already installed in these headlights. You just have to change the bulb. So I'm going to get a new bulb. I'm going to try to do M3 mirrors. If not, they do look pretty pricey. I'm probably just going to have them painted black. And I think that's it. Overall, no complaints. I keep on thinking of more things I'm going to do when I'm looking at it, but M3 skirts would be nice, and painted rotors, or painted calipers. But we'll see. You can see slider rotors. So, not too bad, but I'll keep on doing updates on this car, and I'll try to get a real highway pull in, and we'll see what it does.